So giving a talk like this, sitting up in front of all of you and giving a talk is a lot like being a painter and standing in front of an easel with a huge canvas with nothing on it yet. Moment by moment, it's wide open, and then we have to say something, do something, react in some way. And that begins with something small, just one word, one dot, and then from that minute beginning, it expands. And that begins with something small, just one word, one dot, and then from that minute beginning, it expands. So the point I'm wanting to make is that the expansion can go in the direction of wakefulness and sanity and what Trungpa Rinpoche called warriorship, spiritual warriorship, which means really men and women connecting with their courage, their bravery, their basic sanity, their basic decency, their basic tender-hearted bravery, as he called it. It can go in the direction of chaos. There's always chaos, so let's just say it can go in the direction of violence and the direction of aggression, or in the direction of sanity and non-aggression. And when he taught about fear, he very clearly said that the only way to experience fearlessness was to know the nature of fear. That fear was not something that we got rid of or that we cast out, but that we became very intimate with and came to know so well that the journey of knowing fear, moving closer to fear, was in fact the journey of courage, the journey of bravery. In these particular teachings on moving, coming to know the nature of fear as the basis, the very heart of fearlessness. In these teachings, what is said is that without it being heightened, then it just drives you, it haunts you all the time. And in talking to people now whose homes, they've had to move out of their homes, where their business, the chance of losing their job is very great, or the income that they were depending on is dried up, or the multitude of ways that people are feeling the ubiquitous nervousness around their financial insecurity and how widespread that is. Talking to people, this teaching on how to relate to fear becomes, I guess you could say, this is teaching that is like the teaching that you need to be of benefit in the 21st century. You want to be comfortable, and so you scramble for ground. And often what that is blaming somebody else, striking out at somebody else, gossiping, slandering, and it gets to the point where people, in the attempt, really, to get some ground under their feet, to feel that they have something to hold on to, looking for security, people steal, people lie, people kill, and people even torture. Generally speaking, no one does any of these things because they want to feel worse. They do it because the situation is, what they're feeling in the pit of their stomach is such a groundless, insecure, uncomfortable, wide open, nothing to hold on to, open-ended experience that they just want to find something to to hold on to, something that represents security. And one of the biggest ways to do it, along with entertainment, along with drugs and alcohol and all the other ways we try to find some pleasure, along with that, one of the ways we also do it is to divide the world up into with our views and our opinions about how things should be and how things are supposed to be, and we hold tightly to those views and opinions. Face toward your fear, leap into your fear, and my favorite was a smile at fear. But the main lesson is, or the main teaching is, that you actually can stay with it. You actually can turn towards it. You actually can leap into it. Rather than having it set off this chain reaction, the fear itself is the vanguard of wisdom, or the vanguard of courage. The fear itself is the dot in the groundless ground. Something arises as fear, and then what happens next? Does it go in the direction of aggression and striking out against yourself or others, or does it go in the direction of confidence, the direction of gentleness, the direction of courage and tender-hearted bravery? But the teachings are more about being present, being open, simply being open to not just the comfortable, secure, pleasurable parts of life. We want to be open and available for that, definitely. But the whole parts of ourselves and of the world that are uncomfortable and unpleasant, being open and receptive to that. So I've always needed myself to have some real clear instructions about what to do. And over the years, I've come to think that working with fear in this wholehearted way of appreciating fear as the basis of sanity, appreciating fear and the tenderness that underlies it as the basis of the way, actually, to connect with fundamental sanity and fundamental goodness of ourselves and of other people. I've come to realize that of course, meditation practice is the main key, because that is training in staying present to whatever might arise. You sit down, you have an object of meditation, which might be commonly is the breath. And when your mind wanders off, you simply come back, but there's a sense of what Trungpa Rinpoche always referred to as touch what's coming up and then let it go. So it's not like repress the difficult feelings, but actually touch them briefly and then let them go, so you don't also become kind of overwhelmed and bogged down. You need this kind of help. You need this kind of instruction of how to actually do it, because if fear is challenging enough, and then the instruction is turn towards it, and what are you going to discover? Vulnerability and the pain of tenderness and shaky tenderness, as Trungpa Rinpoche called it. Our basic tendency is not to say, oh, good. I can hardly wait to experience fear and then go into it and feel something even worse. Place the fearful mind, place your fearful mind in the cradle of loving kindness, and suckle it or nurse it with the profound, brilliant milk of doubtlessness. And in the cool shade of fearlessness, fan it with the fan of joy and happiness. No tenderness for ourselves translates as no kindness, no compassion, no mercy for others. So this loving kindness, this atmosphere of warmth, is allowing yourself to be as you are without justifying it or condemning it. This allowing is a process of being here all along, not just when we like how it's going, but being here all along. And as I say, instead of that making you more self-absorbed, it makes you very decent, very sane, and very open to the world and other people.